All right, guys, so a sword rod is kind of something that Zook was known for since the beginning of Brent building offshore rods. So we've obviously carried on that kind of model and legacy. We've got our standard sword rods, great for typical Gulf of Mexico light current situations. Great for running as a tip rod. You could also run it as a buoy if you wanted to. The majority of people go with just a standard number 4 Winthrop adjust-a-butt. We also have Terminator options, and then the regular fixed bent butt. But this is our standard. It is a little bit longer than the light deep drop. Essentially, you want something a little bit longer because when the fish gets up next to the boat, he's going to be doing, you know how swords operate. They start, going up under the boat, doing everything they can to get off right there at the very end. That's kind of our standard. Caught a ton of big fish over the years, and it's been a staple in the Zook line. We also have seeker upgrades for the sword rods. So, like we said before, with the light deep drop, it's going to be a standard upgrade that you can make. They're made in the USA. Really great quality blanks. We've got a lot of guys that specifically want that. And then we have a lot of people who run all of our proprietary blanks, and they love them. So it's just another option. We had plenty of people ask for it, so we decided to add it to the line. And then moving on to kind of a newer model is an 80 to 130, essentially heavy current / buoy rod. So we actually caught a 202 on this exact setup last weekend. A ton of power in this rod. It works great as a buoy rod. And then it also has enough tip if you wanted to run it as a tip rod. So that's what we were doing. We were nighttime, sword fishing. We ran it with a tip. We ended up being about 800 feet down and had no problem seeing the bite. Hooked up, bought it for 4 hours. Luckily, it was on the big rod. And at the end of the day, got it up to the boat. This one is a little bit longer as well, and you'll see we'll overlay some footage from that fight. When it came up next to the boat, the fish did everything it could to get up under the boat, and having a little bit longer rod helped us out a ton at keeping that fish as far off the boat as we could to eventually pull him up and get a harpoon shot at him. So that's a quick rundown on the sword lineup. We've got additional upgrades as well, from anywhere from cork handles, foam handles, titanium guides. These rods are built from the ground up, so we can really do whatever you want with them. If you prefer a shorter rod, we can cut them down. We get them from the bare blank. We add the guides, we add the threads, the colors and everything. And then lastly, one thing we do on a lot of these sword rods and bottom rods is wrap the tips. Just gives you a little bit better bite detection, especially if you're nighttime, sword fishing. If you compare last night we had a rod with a black tip and a rod with a pink tip, you can see that pink tip way better than you could see the black one. So y'all give us a shout if you want to do any kind of custom builds. Like I said, this is one of our staples in the Zook line, and have caught plenty of big fish.